to something different, something new, like something not from the mind. As we create the new earth, it's going to look different from the past. So we don't really have a reference point of what it's going to look like, right? And so it feels like opening up, and like with the Page of Cups energy, like this is very playful energy, this is creative energy, like exploration energy big time here. And like it's very much play. It feels like really opening up to something that like you've never seen or expected or thought of before, especially with the Eight of Cups here. It's like we're walking away from the way that things are, and we're moving into this new way of being that is not yet defined, and it's going to, I think, have some like trial and error. It just feels like this limitless openness of what is possible and what is going to come for us, right, as we open up to these energies. Hello and welcome to the May 2025 monthly energy reading. My name is Rachel. I'm an intuitive energy healer and spiritual guide, and we're going to be doing a collective reading on the energies that might be coming up for you this month. A couple of things before we get started. I am going to be having a free workshop on connecting to your intuition coming out soon. It's going to come out this month. I don't have the exact date yet, but if that's something that sounds interesting to you, there's a link in the description. It's going to be very experiential. It's going to be really, really nice. So I'm really looking forward to sharing that with you. I have also opened up my schedule to accept one-on-one clients. I'm doing both readings and energy healings. There's a link in the description for that as well. And I also have a group energy healing meditation coming up. It'll be a live virtual event on the 19th. And if it's past the 19th when you're watching this, then there's a link for the new one. It should be a monthly thing that I'm doing. That's happening on the 19th, and it's going to be a group energy healing and meditation all in one. So there's link for the description for that is link for that. Oh no, the words are already jumbling. The link for that is in the description below. So let's get started here. Let's all take a breath together and exhale, coming into the moment. Another deep breath in and exhale, getting grounded. Good. And as always, listen to your own intuition during this reading. Maybe you get a hit on something that isn't what I've said. Follow your own inner guidance. So let's see what deck we're going to start with first, where our first theme is going to come from. Okay, Starseed Oracle. Our first theme for May 2025. Okay, water your garden, nourishment, body care, tenderness, rest. Oh, such a good starting point, a good card, a good energy to have for us right now, especially if you are an empath or you're a highly sensitive person, you're intuitive, you're, spiritually aware and conscious. There's a lot going on in the world. There's a lot of things happening energetically that are intense. So it's really, really important that we take care of ourselves right now. And I'm really feeling like the kind of like sanctuary and safe space in this card. It's like carving out your own little section of space, and it doesn't have to be like a big space. It also just could be like in the moment, wherever you are, if you're out and about. It feels like kind of carving out just a section for you and your energy to exist, and clearing out like whatever isn't yours, right? I often say what's mine is mine, what's yours is yours, to help me with being in my own energy. Lee Harris has a song called, it's like a medicine mantra song. I release any energies and emotions that are not mine. I definitely recommend checking that out. I really enjoy that. And I also have an energetic boundaries healing and guided meditation available. So I'll put that in the description too, if that seems interesting to you. That helps set energetic boundaries and be in your own energy, and practice not taking on other people's energies. So yeah, and I am also feeling like the attention to our bodies too, and like the tenderness, the rest. It really feels like listening to your body and almost putting your body first, like putting care for your body first and letting your body guide you a little bit more. Our bodies are they're our vessels for this lifetime, right? And they're magical and powerful, and they have like, to me, magical healing abilities. And also, like, a lot of us are disconnected from our bodies. A lot of us ignore what's going on within us. Sometimes maybe we can't even notice what's going on in us for various reasons, right? Like, we're disconnected from our body for many reasons. It's often to do with trauma, wounding, being really stuck in the head energy and mental space. So it really feels like kind of like dropping into your body and feeling like what's there, right? It feels like paying attention to what's going on in your body. Because as much as we're going through a spiritual awakening here, it's physical as well, right? Like, this ascension process is we're ascending into a higher dimension, right? So there's going to be physical changes that go along with that as well. They're going to be like slow and gradual, but like, it's happening, right? So pay attention to what's going on in your body. Let's get some supporting energies here. The Queen of Swords. The Hanged Man. And the Six of Swords. Okay. Queen of Swords. Hanged Man. Six of Swords. The Queen of Swords energy is boundaries. And tuning in, like having it come up with the Hanged Man, I immediately felt and got the message of like experiencing life from the perspective of your body. It feels like very much an embodied energy, and it feels like really like the Six of Swords here. There's this kind of like blending energy that I'm feeling. This like, the word recreation is coming through. It could be in reference to like the recreation of our bodies that's happening right now on a subtle cellular level, that's happening with this collective upgrade and expansion that we're going through. And it does feel like the Queen of Swords, I'm feeling this like need to really, like, again, like tend to your garden, tend to your body, because there's so much like flourishing that happens when we tend to our garden, right? Meaning our body. There's so much more that we can experience in life when we put our bodies first. I feel called to look at the booklet here for the Six of Swords card. So I'm curious what is this energy might be here. Okay, travel, transition, release, reorientation, change. Highlights deep revolutions of transition and change. This message may involve actual travel or upcoming events that will open new doorways. As the light of this journey is still obscured, don't be surprised if you initially feel reluctant to move forward. Uncharted territory can be frightening to navigate if you are unsure of how the future will unfold. Yet by taking this leap of faith, you may find that you will successfully relinquish certain forces in your life that have held you back for too long. As you keep on moving and gaining new momentum, you will begin to understand the advantage of letting things go as an evolutionary process, which further adds to the strength of your spirit. This is the ultimate rite of passage, when we shed our layers and evolve into a wiser, softer, and more resilient being. Yeah, that's so interesting. Having it come up with this like connection to our body energy, but also this like new perspective. it is this like I was saying, this kind of transition into this next level space. And like with the Six of Swords card here, there's like a portal, right? There's like there's a new pathway that we're going through. There's a portal that we're walking through, a new area that we're moving into. Like with the physical, but also like, you know, the sword energy is mental, it's mindset. So it's like this combination, this blending of that. It really does feel like this blending and merging of physical and mental energy, like having this cohesive flow between the two, of like not letting one like be the dominant guide, right? It's like equal share almost in the expression of yourself, I want to say. And like the six energy is balance, harmony. There's an equal level there. So it does feel like this balance and this like harmony between the physical and the mental space. Interesting. I feel called to pull another card for this too, actually. The Knight of Swords. Okay. The Nine of Cups. And the Seven of Cups. It's interesting. When I work with the Moonchild deck, it feels like so many more cards want to come out with that deck than usual. Because usually I just pull 3 cards per theme, but these all wanted to come out too. So we have the Knight of Swords, the Nine of Cups, and the Seven of Cups. And so Knight of Swords energy, again, we have swords energy. This is forward movement. This is like, wow. And I'm like really looking at this card, and it feels like this feels like sanctuary energy. I looked at the image and I felt like palace. It feels like really like making your home your sanctuary and your safe space, which is interesting. And like Knight of Swords energy is pretty fast movement forward. So it feels like, I don't really like to bring in the idea of urgency in something, but it does feel like a little bit of like urgency around focusing on your needs and getting your needs met, especially with like the Nine of Cups here. Like this feels like I'm feeling nurture energy here. I'm feeling like self-tenderness, self-nurture, really. The Nine of Cups also has a lot to do with gratitude and appreciation of what you have. This feels like the flourishing energy. This feels like cups being filled, right? Like filling your cup and like letting it overflow. Like really, it feels like embracing a lot of richness. And Seven of Cups coming with this as well. This speaks to options, opportunities, and like dreams. It's like, it feels like this new creation of yourself. It feels like this new you coming through in a very physical and embodied way. Like it feels, I'm feeling like really the energy of being very present in the moment, being very grounded, like living in like this flow energy, especially like Six of Swords energy, that like cohesiveness, the cohesion that I was feeling of this like cyclical energy of mind and body working together, and spirit, of course, obviously. There just felt like emphasis on mental energy and physical energy there. But obviously spirit is kind of the one directing it in a way, right? So tuning into that as well. And like this Nine of Cups, this feels so like luscious and abundant and like luxurious and rich. It feels like this really embodied energy of life. And this King of Swords energy, I felt like, I was looking at this card again, it felt like this kind of ownership coming through, especially with it being like it was directly under the Queen of Swords energy. It felt like this ownership of self, right? Like really taking responsibility for yourself, for your life, for like this lusciousness that's available to you, right? And for like whatever it is that you are creating and what you want to work on. This card, I'm also feeling discernment here, right? Like being selective with what you choose to focus on. Okay, does anything else want to come through with this? I don't think so. Okay, let's move on to theme number 2. And it is going to come from this deck. Okay, let's see. Theme number 2 for May this year. Going by fast. I knew it would. I feel like that's a call for us to be present, to be more in the moment, more in the now, as time seems like it's going fast. So let's see what our second theme is here. Charity. Prayer and contemplation. Connect with heaven. Ask and you shall receive. Oh, so beautiful. Such pretty colors. Such beautiful energy. Charity, she's associated with one of the archangels. I can't remember which one. Prayer and contemplation. This feels like I'm kind of feeling this energy of almost like surrender, but in a very like, I don't know exactly how to describe this, what I'm experiencing, but it feels like this kind of disillusion, this like dissolving of our physical selves into the non-physical. It's like this merging of us into the non-physical space. And I want to like say that there's a lot of stuff in the spiritual space and just like in the world that can cause us to leave our bodies, and we chose to come here for a reason. Our souls wanted to be embodied as a human on earth at this time, so it's really important that we like do the work to connect with our bodies and to feel safe being on earth, right? To feel safe in our bodies and to like experience life in our bodies, right? Through our bodies, just like exactly what this first theme was saying. But there's also this like beautiful expansion and elevation that comes from like surrendering to the non-physical space, surrendering to the divine, like all that is. It feels like I'm getting the visual. I'll explain the visual that I'm getting. I'm seeing like someone lying back, right? Kind of like levitating, I guess, and like their body just like kind of disperses into particles and floats away into the ether. So that's the visual I'm getting, and that's like what I was feeling is this like dissolving into the space. And like I would love to bring through what that means practically, tangibly for us, right? Like what does that look like? What is that? And like the ask and you shall receive energy, it feels like that. It feels like really being embedded in your place of like divinity, of true power, of source. It feels like being really embodied in your place. I don't know how much sense that's making, but that's what's like kind of coming through. Let's get some supporting energies here on this and see if I can decipher this a little bit more. Okay, we're gonna pull from a different tarot deck here. So supporting energies for charity. Yeah. Okay, the Empress. Making sense so far. The Five of Wands. and the Seven of Swords. Interesting. Okay. The Empress, Five of Wands, and Seven of Swords. So yeah, this Empress energy, I mean, this visual here, it does feel like it looks a little bit like the energy I was experiencing. It's like this kind of like embracing your connection with source, embracing that you are source and that you are energy, right? Like we in the third dimension, we perceive ourselves to be physical, we perceive the things around us to be physical, but truly everything is a vibration. um Everything is energy that has slowed itself down enough to come into physical form, right? But it is like a vibration, right? And it feels like kind of going into that space of the non-physical, like in meditation or something. And then Five of Wands energy, let me feel this here. This feels like a disconnect almost, and combining it with the Seven of Swords, because I'm really like, I'm seeing like the contrasting colors here, like that's really standing out to me in this card, this like contrast, and then the moon and the swirling of the galaxy around there, and then the very earthly energy, the desert energy here. It feels dry. Maybe that's just me because I live in the desert. It feels like allowing these things to like come together almost. It's like we've lived in a place for so long where we are separate from the physical. Wait, no, we're separate from the non-physical. We're very focused on the physical and separated from the non-physical, right? Like there's just a lot that we've been taught and led into that discourages us almost from connecting to our soul and our spirit, and it kind of feels like that. And the Seven of Swords energy, this feels like the integration of that, like seeing these swords pointed down, like kind of seeing them like up in the air floating, but like in line, in order, and directed down. And like the crystal energy here too, it feels like this merging happening in this card, like this merging of worlds, I want to say. That's so interesting. Like, yeah, because the crystal energy is earth energy, and having it present on this swords card that is air, it does feel like this coming together. I'm getting a visual of just like, I don't know, these two energies flowing together and swirling together to create like a new substance, almost like a new material, right? Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna pull more cards here too. I just have come to do these readings however they want to come out. I feel like they've been kind of different this year than previously, so I'm just letting it flow. Okay, transformation. Page of Crystals. Three of Swords. Transformation. Page of Crystals. Three of Swords. Okay. Yes, I mean the transformation energy immediately spoke to this kind of like merging energy, and this does feel like tied into that first theme as well. It feels like this, it's so interesting trying to explain what I'm experiencing, because like there just aren't enough words, I guess, to explain exactly what is coming through. But it feels like this, again, like I'm getting this like portal energy, like we're walking through something new, and it feels like in connection to this new relationship with our bodies, this new relationship with physical form, with the Page of Crystals especially. The page energy is, it can be inner child, it can be like exploration energy, like a new fresh perspective, right? Of this energy, like trying it in a different way, like coming into the earth energy in a different way. And then this Three of Swords energy, I'm really feeling this like call to healing in this card with the Three of Swords. The Three of Swords is often associated with heartbreak and wounds. I'm feeling like the need for tenderness coming in here. I want to look at all these cards together and get a bigger picture here of this energy. Connect with heaven, ask you shall receive, and having these cards come through. This is like, this might sound weird, but I'm gonna say it. It feels like creating your heaven on earth, right? Like creating heaven on earth, whatever that means for you, whatever your like desired life is. This is like the call to create that, to like bring that together. Like, yes, there's like healing work that we all need to do, and also simultaneously we can be consciously and intentionally creating something new in our lives that doesn't align with the past, right? We do not have to create our lives based on the past. That's what most of us do because that's all we've kind of been taught to do, but we can focus our attention and our energy on something different, something new. This like, I mean, Empress energy also is about receiving. It's about abundance, and there's a creation energy in there, right? Like intentional creation. And like the transformation energy, yeah, it feels like really kind of like stepping into this new element, right? This new element that we're all embodying. And I meant that initially of like, you know, when someone's in their element, it felt like that. But as I said that, it's like this whole new material being formed. Like I had kind of said earlier of like the sword and the crystal energy kind of merging together in this card. And again, like that's what I was feeling in the tending to your garden energy, right? Like the physical and the mental energies kind of merging together to create something new. And I'm feeling like the energy of when things come together, like different parts come together, different elements come together in any form, right? Like when you're building something, when you're putting pieces together, like they come together to create something totally new, right? Like our bodies are made up of many different parts, but they make a body, right? And this body is so magical, and it's able to like create so many processes to keep us alive. It's really incredible, right? That's kind of what I'm picking up on here. Interesting, kind of weird, but I'm going with it. So let's get our last theme here for May. Okay, nothing is impossible. Open to the unexpected, you'll find a way. This could not be more fitting, I feel, for what I was just saying. Because like what I was saying especially in that last theme, it feels kind of nebulous and abstract and like hard to put into tangible words, right? Palpable words, I guess. And so this energy coming through of like nothing is impossible, especially like seeing this again, it's like portal energy, right? Like there's this light that's shining so brightly is a portal into like these mountains, into this like, I want to say kind of like cocoon energy of like creation, right? Like this new molding. The butterfly in the cocoon, it literally turns to like mush. As it transforms, the caterpillar turns to mush as it transforms into the butterfly, so it can rearrange its parts. It feels like a little bit of that. Open to the unexpected, you'll find a way. It's like, again, I'm feeling like that surrender energy coming through. And it's not like a giving up energy, it's like a merging into the flow. It's like merging into spirit and source within you. Yeah, and like having this like beautiful blend and dance of those energies coming through. Interesting. Okay, we're gonna pull cards from this deck to for supporting energies here. For nothing is impossible. Yeah, and I'm really picking up on like the expansive energy here, like looking at like the expanse of the mountains and like the sky there. It feels so like broad. It just feels broad. Okay, supporting energies. The Hanged Man, the Eight of Cups, and the Page of Cups. Okay, the Hanged Man came out in our first theme, right? With tending to your body and like living life through your body from that perspective, and having it come out here with this nothing is impossible is really interesting. The Eight of Cups and the Page of Cups. Wow, it feels like really, really opening up to something different, something new, like something not from the mind. As we create the new earth, it's going to look different from the past. So we don't really have a reference point of what it's going to look like, right? And so it feels like opening up, and like with the Page of Cups energy, like this is very playful energy. This is creative energy, like exploration energy, big time here. And like it's very much play. It feels like really opening up to something that like you've never seen or expected or thought of before, and like being open to that, right? Like being okay with that, like being okay with not having things be exactly the way you thought that they should be, especially with the Eight of Cups here. It's like we're walking away from the way that things are, and we're moving into this new way of being that is not yet defined. And it's going to, I think, have some like trial and error in it, with like seeing what works for us, seeing what works for others, like what works for the world. But it's like it just feels like this limitless openness of what is possible and what is going to come for us, right, as we open up to these energies. Yeah, and like with the Hanged Man here, I am kind of feeling like things being turned on their head. Is that a saying? Things being turned upside down almost, but it doesn't feel like a negative thing, and like it can be a little bit of like disruptive. I know that energy came through last month with the Tower coming through. There's this kind of disruption energy that can come through when we're moving through change, because like things have to fall apart sometimes, but also just like be moldable, like have the ability to be reshaped and reformed, which means things have to be kind of taken apart a little bit, right, in order to kind of reshape them. And those things are what bring us so much perspective and so much of a new way of looking at things, right? Because that's necessary in order for us to create something new, right? Something that works for everyone. Let's get 3 more cards here. Justice, the Star, and the Four of Pentacles. Okay, Justice, the Star, the Four of Pentacles. Really interesting here. having justice here, it's very much about balance, right? It's like, yes, we have this new stuff coming in, and like things might be shifting a lot and things might be falling apart a little bit in your own life. But it feels like kind of this like modulation of it, this like moderating of how much you move into the new. Because if we do like, sometimes if we like really just like change everything all at once, it can be very overwhelming and unsettling and dysregulating, right? And I think that that is where this first thing is coming in, of like taking care of our bodies, making sure we're regulated, making sure we feel safe, so that as we go through this change, like we're not being like emotionally and energetically blown out and like drained, right? We need to be able to like the word taper is coming through, like taper how much we move into this new energy, these new frequencies, so that like we can continue to live our lives as things change. And the star energy, I'm feeling this energy of exchange here, and a harmony energy coming through here. It does have a lot to do with hope and healing, but like this energy of exchange is coming through. It's like with the water that they're pouring into the pond and onto the earth, it's like this giving energy, like a giving energy in both worlds, in both realms. Yeah, it's like you're giving equal attention to both aspects of yourself, right? The physical and the non-physical. It's paying attention to both. And like with the Four of Pentacles here, like this has to do with how you manage your resources, how you are working with the physical, and it's very fitting because it's like, how are you working with the physical and with the material world? What is your relationship with the material world, with your body, with being human? I know those are questions I need to ask myself regularly, because being human is hard for me sometimes. You probably relate to that. Yeah, it feels like really like caring about the physical world, caring about the material world as much as we care about the non-physical world, right? It feels like acknowledging the need for both and appreciating what both have to offer, right? Because again, there is this kind of energy sometimes, this perspective that comes through in the spiritual space of being like, the physical human world, like humans are bad, and like being non-physical or being in the spiritual realm is better. And that's just not true. Like one is not better than the other. There's no hierarchy here, but we have this perceived hierarchy that like non-physical is better than human. Interesting. Okay, let's get final guidance here. A final guidance card or two. Seven of Cups. Ace of Wands. Let's do one more. Queen of Wands. Okay, second time we had Seven of Cups come out here. So Seven of Cups, Ace of Wands, Queen of Wands, and having these be our final guidance cards here. Yeah, I'm really picking up on the I'm picking up on the dream energy in this, and then the Ace of Wands is like moving forward with something. Queen of Wands is just like, it's like ultimate power, really ultimate like authentic power. And it feels like making your choice and going with it, like putting your fire behind it, putting your energy behind it. The choice of like the direction that you want to go in, right? The way that you want your life to be, the way you want to experience your life, what you want to create in the world. Yeah, it feels very much like honoring your power, your ability to choose and create. Like the Ace energy is about creating something new. So yeah, like Queen of Wands energy is just such a potent energy of like knowing who you are Yeah, interesting. Okay. I hope you enjoyed this. I would love to hear what resonated, and I hope you have a beautiful month of May.